Hey Ruby, how you doing, honey? I saw your comment. It reads, "Hi sis, you have not mentioned your dad in a great while. I was wondering how he was faring. I pray that he is not in pain and resting comfortably. As grits, I'm familiar with visitations. Having that foreknowledge often gives you an opportunity to grieve ahead of time. When the time comes, take care of business as I know you will. And when that time has passed, indulge in self care. Everybody wants to lean on the post, but the post can only take so much weight. Be blessed, and may the Lord surround you in his strength and power." Thank you so much, Ruby. He's okay. You know, I I can't even say he's okay. He's resting. He's comfortable right now. I stopped mentioning dad primarily because we have quite a few people within the Andrew Caldwell sector who are emotionally and psychologically unstable. And they were, in fact, stalking my dad. We've had to change his number multiple times. And there are certain provisions and things we put in place because of them stalking my dad. Um, and they took it beyond social media, stalking dad on Facebook, stalking dad on different places where, he spent time, then. And all I can say is because of that, I stopped mentioning my dad. And I had to understand that if people don't have a relationship with their father, if people don't have that kind of support system, they will hate you for it. And I understand that because for many years, I really, really didn't like mentioning my dad too much in certain settings because I knew so many people did not have a paternal figure in their life, or they didn't have a relationship with their dad, or they didn't know who their dad was. And I understood the level of pain that it was causing them. And so I was very compassionate in that regard to not mention my dad too often. And I can admit, as an adult, I forgot all about that because unfortunately, within our community, having a husband, having a man in your life, having a father in your life is something that a lot of people are jealous of and they envy you for it. And it's not because they think you're better than them or anything. It causes a part of them to ache that hasn't healed, that they live with because of absence. You get what I'm saying? Of not having their father, not knowing who their father may be, where he is, what he do, how he is, um, or knowing their father and he wasn't kind, he wasn't loving, he wasn't present. You get what I'm saying? Or he mistreated them or he mistreated their parents. So I understand that, but within this setting, I didn't take that into consideration. And I should have, because those little kids have grown up and now they're the people within the social media sphere. And they're not wrapped too tight, a lot of them. And someone, you know, could will commit a work day to complete strangers and not commit a work day to your family, not commit a work day to your employer, not commit a work day to your business, not commit a work day to self-care, not commit a work day to vacation, not commit a work day to volunteerism. When we have so many people out there who are in need of someone to show up and be present. May it be volunteering at an elementary school, middle school, high school. May it be, volunteering with single mothers. May it be volunteering with the disabled and handicapped. May it be, taking them to the grocery store, taking them, to run their errands, pay their bills, taking them, even if it's taking them to a hair salon to get their hair done. They haven't had their hair done in a while. May it be volunteering at a church. May it be at a shelter and so forth and so on. There are so many deficits in our community where we need to show up, right? And instead of them showing up, they would show up to just their reasoning is to commit a whole work day to other people. Just that, right? And I have to understand and accept that people wired like that, they're not gonna process boundaries. They're not. So, no, that led to my dad being stalked, my dad being harassed, people creating accounts with my father's name, and all of these things, right? And it's for that cause. I stopped mentioning dad because I knew within the very center of my soul that I'm willing to die for my dad and I'm willing to serve time for my dad. I've always been that way and I'll always be that way because my father was willing, he was willing to lose his life for me. He was willing to give his life for me. My daddy was willing to take anybody out who posed a threat to harm me, to threaten my safety and well-being. And he has shown that time and time and time again that he'll take you clean up out of here when it comes to his daughter. And he don't have no problem with it at all because he's a dad. He's a dad. And so I've all I've known is the protection of my dad my entire life. That's all I've known. And because of that, I feel the same way, right? And people on the internet think they have some kind of safety or protection because they have a handle, because they have a channel. That's not true. That's not true. Just as they will go that far, you don't know how much further someone else will go. And that's what whatever they're living with, don't tell them. It doesn't give them that alert that, okay, if I go this far, then maybe it's not a good idea for me to assume how far she will go, how long she will wait, how dark will she go for what I'm doing. Because just because you stop, that don't mean I stop. You get what I'm saying? Just because you think I'm not talking, that don't mean I forgot or I stopped. And because they're not thinking clearly, they don't realize some people wait you out. I'm serious. Some people are very patient and don't care, but they don't think that way. When you pose a threat to someone's family, there aren't any more rules. There are no rules. That don't exist anymore. All the rules went out the door the moment you come into someone's actual family and personal life. That's when it ends. That's over with. It's no longer fun and games no more. My brain is wired that way. I'm just like that. It don't go away. I don't forget nothing. I'm just patient. Patient. Um, Dad is comfortable. We've had great conversations. He's not talking right now, but um he said, how can you mourn a life that was filled with so much joy? He was saying I was blessed with great parents. I was blessed with great siblings. I was blessed with wonderful children. I was blessed with wonderful grandchildren. I was blessed with wonderful great grandchildren. I've been blessed. I've been blessed. I've been blessed. And I understand, you know. And I just joke with him. So I guess we're doing a celebration of life then. No, uh, no, no grieving, no funeral. And he was like, no, learn from my life. Learn, don't celebrate it. Learn from it. Yeah, like I said, I'm not ready yet to let dad go. I never be ready. That's my giant. He has always protected me and looked out for me. He has always been my giant, no matter what. And it's different when you're the only girl too. Um, and most people don't realize this too, that as my dad's oldest, I am his oldest, and I'm the only girl too. Um, it's different, if that makes sense. I remember it was the craziest thing. When my mom was pregnant with me, he said, I knew when you were going to be born. And he, he told me this story. He said, I was asleep that night and I never dreamed. He said that. He said, I never dreamed. I was asleep that night and they let me see you. He said it was these women, as far as my eye could see, dressed in all white. They had these white turbans on their hair and they had on these white long dresses, and it was just glistening so bright. And it was this clear river, just streaming. It was like a little wicker basket. He said it was like a Moses basket. And you were wrapped up in there, and you were just wrapped all in white, and all I could see was your face. I couldn't see your hands or nothing else, but as you were just floating down this river, the Lord allowed me to see your face. And they were just dancing and praising up on these banks of the river and singing, and these drums were going, and you were just floating down the river. And he said, the next day, you were born. You were born, and you look exactly like I saw that night. And I was like, did mama have the dream too? And he said, no, that's the difference. That out of all of the children, you're the only one she did not dream about, but I dreamt about you. And the other kids, she dreamt about them, but I saw you first. And your mom saw your brothers first. So I always thought that was so beautiful that he had that experience, because he still says it to this day, that he'll, if he could, he would tell you, I don't dream, I don't have dreams. And it's you know, it, it's tough. It's tough. I am given 48 hours right now to rest. I have been nonstop. I haven't been nowhere, or, as far as real resting. So I got these 2 days. I did come back so I can rest for 2 days, and then I'll be going back. Um, my girlfriends, have been outstanding. Um, I can't tell you now. I I get like this. What I mean by this, that is, when I know I'm already dealing with something, I know that I'm upset, I know I'm not feeling right, I consciously, deliberately don't respond to certain things, because I know what I'm dealing with is going to come out on somebody else. That it's not going to be the appropriate response for whatever I may need to address at this time, outside of what's going on with my dad. So I tell you about this, and then I'm gonna skedaddle. So for Mother's Day, as usual, we all do these, switching out of gifts and sending each other stuff. And we've been doing this for years and years. We do have a new one who, you know, I would say she's more my associate than she is with the Sharks, right? And so I'm just kind of gradually introducing her to the Sharks, but I've known her for several years. And so for Mother's Day this year, I got her a gift card for Poplin, because that is my thing. Do you hear me? I give everybody Poplin gift cards. Everybody. Anyway, so I sent her the Poplin gift card, and so she calls me and she says, "It's not working. All of the money on it is not showing up." It was just a whole lot of rigmarole. And so I somehow found a way to be able to, I'm texting with Popline customer service from the app on my phone, because I use it too. And they were able to take care of it. They went ahead and fixed it. It wasn't an issue with the app. And they also gave her her first two services free, right? So not only have you received, okay, $150 gift card for free laundry services, but they're giving you your first two orders free. So basically, that's $200 worth of free laundry, right? Anyway, so she went ahead and placed the order. That was that Friday. That Saturday came, and I guess she placed the order, and the girl never came back with her laundry. So now she's calling me, and she's not texting this. Let me say that she's not texting this. She's calling me. She's complaining about the girl being late. She don't know where her stuff at. She don't like the way the service is going, and she is just complaining, complaining, complaining. Now, I can be honest with you. When she called to complain, I was pissed off. I was pissed off. I'm gonna tell you why I didn't say nothing, because I know I'm not right now, and that's the only reason why. Now, when I know I already have something going on, I won't say nothing at all because I don't want to take out on you something that ain't about you, right? Not all of it. So and I'm telling her, I said, I think the person you should be speaking with right now, you need to be contacting her, the person, the laundry pro, and you also need to be speaking with customer service about the services you've received and the experience you're having with this person so that they can go ahead and bring your clothes back because they've had your things for over 24 hours. They haven't returned them. So the better decision would be, in my opinion, you need to speak with customer service and contact the girl. I don't know why this is going like this. I don't now. eh, Let me be clear. I'm pissed off. I don't know of any other way to say it. I'm pissed off. Number one, I've already spoken with customer service when you had an issue with the app. I shouldn't have had to do that. That's something you can take care of on your own. But I did take care of it. Not only did I take care of it, I made sure you got two free laundry services on top of the $150 I've already given you, right? And now you're calling me back to whine and complain about something I can't do anything about. So because I didn't want to cut up, I just told her, I really need to get off the phone. I really need to go. I have other things I'm dealing with right now. Okay. But I need to skedaddle. And she was feeling some kind of way about it. Right. So because I did something for my other girlfriend's daughter who went to prom and stuff, I did something for her baby. So I thought about it. I was like, well, it would be nice, instead of her seeing everything that we do for one all of our children because they've grown up together, we've known each other for years before they were born and everything. Maybe it would be nice to include her in this rotation of how we do things as the Sharks, as the sister girls, whatever. So I sent money for her daughter to have a Land Rover for prom, and I paid for it. Okay. So I found it, I paid for it, I arranged it and everything for her daughter to have that, right? Because she was aware of what we had already done, contributed all of the sharks for my one girlfriend in Detroit, her baby going to the prom or whatever. So I do that. Then she want to complain about, well, it just seemed like to me like they just don't really want to communicate and stuff. When I was like, did you have a problem? When they came to deliver the car, did you have a problem when it was time for them to pick the car up or something? Like, what happened? Like, what is the problem? It really wasn't a problem. She was just complaining. What I'm getting to is this. I tried with all my might and all that was in me not to allow how I'm feeling right now with my dad to flare up. And now I have been nonstop. I've had girlfriends coming in and out of town and stuff, but all this stuff going on with my dad, and she's not one of them. As a matter of fact, I haven't heard a blank and blank thing from her in all of this, other than her whining and complaining about Poplin, whining and complaining about a luxury car, uh-huh, for free for your daughter to go to prom in. But anyway, and I just today, you know, I'm feeling some kind of way because I finally made it back to my house. I only got 2 days to rest and then I got to go back. And I look up and here she come. sending me a picture from the graduation. Oh, how your dad doing? What's going on with your dad? Hey dog, any updates? No, nothing from honey. I promise you on everything I know and I love. Unfortunately, she got cussed out today. Yes, I do mean thoroughly and firmly. No yelling and screaming, but very methodical and thoroughly. She was cussed out and dismissed. Okay? Because you find out who your ride and lives are in situations like this. That's when you find out who got your back, who got your six, who 10 toes down, and who are really clowns, right? That's how we roll. So if I can have a girlfriend, literally, soon as she get done with her baby graduation, the next day she was getting off of a plane. Okay. If I can have girlfriends come and clean up out of Texas, clean up out of Miami, clean up out of Alabama, clean out of California, and they rotating in and out hard, and you can't text, and you don't understand how we govern ourselves. You understand? As women, as ladies, as sharks, as friends, as sisters, you don't understand how we govern ourselves. So yeah, I told y'all I waited. I ain't cuss out about the pop plant. I didn't. I wasn't even mean or raise my voice. I I, I suppressed it about the Land Rover, Range Rover. No, that was a Land Rover. Was it? Lord, I don't remember. It was a Rover something. Okay, it wasn't the Space Rover, but it was definitely a Rover. Range Rover, right? Land Rover, somebody Rover. Okay, Red Rover sent so and so over. Yeah. Okay. So, with all that said, honey, I had to go ahead and gather, snatch her, and pull her together, honey, like a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bouquet of weeds. I had to just bring her ragged herself all the way together, honey, bring it around town and cut you down, honey, like the devil that you are. We ain't gonna do this, but I can't say I'm not as upset about it as I thought I was gonna be, to be honest with you. I really thought I was gonna be like really cold ready, and I wasn't. I just was like, you know what? I don't know anyone who could be so selfish and stupid at the same time. Let me go ahead and help you with this shoe. And I did. And I did. Mhm, She is entirely too old to be so stupid. Don't worry, she's gonna have to find somebody else to be stupid with because I'm not here for it no more. She has been dismissed, evicted, kicked out, kicked to the curb, omitted, banished, whatever you want to call it. And then the thing is, the sharks, we're all like that. We anything going on with you, we are there for you. We are there for you. Anything we can do to assist you, assist your family, help in some kind of way, even if it's just texting you, in the morning, good morning. I've been praying for you. Is it okay if I call you at this time? Text me back and let me know what time would be the best time. Or hey, what city you in? I'm on my way. I can tell you when I can get there. It's just the way we function. And I see now why people be like, no new friends. I see why now. Because I I at our age, I cannot believe that any adult would be so insensitive and selfish right now. Like, really, really. Like, nothing in her brain was like, you know what, maybe that's not a good idea. Let me go and take care of this myself. And then the Lord had to chin check me real quick. Because I was like, what is her problem? And then the Lord had to check me. This ain't about the gift. This ain't about you. It's about her feeling uncomfortable with what you have done for her. It made her feel some kind of way. It rose something to the surface that you wasn't peeping about it. But I bet you one thing, I ain't peep it. I see it. And I took care of it, honey. Indeed, dear. Indeed, darling. Isn't that something? That is so unfortunate, honey. That is so unfortunate. But honey, that's just how it is, honey. If they trifling, they can't sit at the table with you, honey. As much as you would love for them to, and as much as you see their potential and don't judge them, dislike them, or anything, honey, if they already messed up, guess what? They are already messed up. And all you're gonna do is you being you is this is just going to aggravate the deficiencies in them. So it ain't gonna work. Lord have mercy. I can't believe I have to deal with some Hagatha, old as she is, acting that way. Like I cannot believe it. Like that's why I don't talk to her about certain things. And I did notice that certain things I don't choose to discuss. I don't like people knowing really, really nitty gritty what's going on with guy friends, nitty gritty what I'm really, really, working on doing, what I'm presenting. I really don't like people knowing ins and outs of that. I'm very discerning about that. But I noticed she just kept kind of feeling around like you don't talk about your guy friends too much. Why is that? What is there to say, dear? What? Like what? Well, what happened to the guy that you met like last year sometime you mentioned him and I haven't heard anything else about him. Yeah, I'm still friends with him. Why? You get what I'm saying? Like I just too goddamn old to be so stupid and childish. My goodness. Lord have mercy. I thought after a while women got out of that mess. I don't. I guess it was foreign to me. I guess I didn't want to see it because I refused to believe anyone over 35 years old behaved that way. Like who has time to be in mean girl syndrome over 35 years old? Girl, you must like buying Botox and Juvederm and stuff to get rid of them. Honey. No, honey. We're not doing that. Uh-uh. I'm telling you, I hard down believe that certain things will make you ugly. Like it'll mess up your face. I believe that. It don't have to be true, but I do believe it. Mhm. Do you want to know what I use? I guess I'll tell you. I'm gonna get my behind off of here. Do you know what I use and why I don't have wrinkles? I'm not kidding. I get one cage-free brown egg, and I use only the white. I don't use any yolk at all. None. I whip it with a whisk. I whisk it until it becomes emulsified, sudsy, bubbly, basically. And I put it on my face, the egg white once a week, and I leave it on there for 15 minutes. And then I wash it off. But I do that after I've done my full, facial cleanser and all of that before I do my toner. I do the egg white mask, and about every 2 to 3 weeks, I take fresh squeezed lemon juice and I'll put a half teaspoon of fresh squeezed lemon juice into the egg white, whisk it really hard, same thing, and rinse it off with warm water really well and do my toner and everything after that. But believe it or not, that is why I do not have wrinkles. And that is why I do not have age spots, that dark spots and stuff like that on my face or really large pores. It's because of the egg white mask. Um, it tightens, it firms, no breakouts or nothing like that. I'm real funny about things being, clean on my face. But yeah, that's why I don't get Botox, collagen, or none of that. Uh-uh. It's just egg whites. I've been doing it now for about 12 years and it works. Yeah, it works. Let me get off of here, Lord. I got my 2 days. I done invested 30 minutes with y'all, so I'm about to go in here, shower, and throw my hair up in a messy bun, honey, and journal and go to sleep. Can't wait to read your comments. Love you. Bye.